Hi, I'm the Bright Queen, and this is part 2. So if you chose this pencil, this one's for you. So I was gonna name these kind of like the inverse of the videos I made in May called How I Changed My Life. And I was gonna name these videos How My Life Changed Me. Watching part 1 is essential, but if you don't feel like it is, then don't watch it. Just start here and maybe watch it the other way. Because as you'll find, time is back to timelessness. It's like zero time. The I time. The time of the I. I have a lot to say. But I feel like first I kind of want to talk about, I mentioned how I've been in like this tunnel of hell. And I really want to elaborate on that in this part. It feels like the right thing to do. So first I drew this with the first yellow pencil. And then I drew this with the second yellow pencil. Because I saw in my mind, it was like, it was writing. It was swirly. So the first one was like an image. And this one was like words. One of the words is Lisa. I mentioned the Simpsons movie in the first part. And I know Lisa is a character in the movie, in the show, The Simpsons. And she is the eldest daughter. And I feel like that's important. You don't have to be an eldest daughter watching this. But if you're resonating with this, it's the energy, it's the essence of what I'm saying. The eldest daughter is someone who bears the brunt, who bears the weight of like the family's curses. Like all the bullshit gets put on the shoulders of the eldest daughter. And I think Taylor Swift, her song, I don't like the song very much, but she has like a good gist of it, you know, of what I'm talking about. I'm sure there's other people who've written better songs than that. And if you know them, let me know in the comments. But basically what I'm feeling now, I'm even seeing like different celebrities that are like also eldest daughters. What stems from that is like this kind of strive for perfection that's never quite reached. And so you never feel like enough. You never feel worthy. You feel like you have to always be gaining and earning in order to feel valued, in order to feel worthy. You have to like put on this armor. And the eldest daughter, I feel like you find she's often in this masculine energy that's like, it doesn't suit her. It's like somewhat, you know how in the 80s they wore those big shoulders on their outfits, like those big extended shoulders and exaggerated proportions and curves, like, but they were sharp. That's what the feeling of this eldest daughter energy of like putting on this tough girl, tough woman act. This is all energy, so just apply it to how it relates to you. Because again, you don't have to be an eldest daughter to resonate with this energy. And this tunnel of hell, for me personally, and for me, I'm always talking about you, has been about taking that off and keeping it off. And when I tell you, this shit has been hard, it has been so hard. And I want to say this, while it was hard, I am so like grateful. I was grateful and ungrateful while I was in it, like, it was so many thoughts of like me feeling unvalidated, unworthy of like what I have received or what I am receiving or the abundance that I have, me experiencing a lot of doubt and just disbelief, lack of hope, all these things. And I wanted to so badly like crawl out and produce, make something, find something to show that I'm worthy, something external to myself. And I couldn't, because for one, I was tired as hell. I was tired all the time. And I really want to emphasize specifically hell. I feel like we, in the spiritual community, we can like have this tendency to always want things to be light, like the bright queen. But there's darkness too. And so too is that ours. The darkness is ours too. And I didn't finish the full video, but I know Andre the Alchemist 369 was talking about this as well, this idea of light and dark. But it's also something Ramona Lappin talks about. And what's her name? Rebecca Choi from Unicorn Light podcast, like this light, the dark feminine, the darkness. I wrote something a while ago on my Substack, and I posted on YouTube here as well, but it was like, how can I be God if I'm not also the devil? Like, there's no way we can claim to be God, to be source itself inside of us, and not also be the devil. We cannot be from heaven if we are not also the creators of hell. We are everything. And that's the reason that nothing can stop us. That's the reason we are all powerful, is because we are everything. We are the bad guys in our lives. We're the horrible ones. And this is why I always say, even when I talk about interference and fuckery, things being fucked with, because they have, but ultimately, it's us. It is always us. You get a group of people, let's say like I gather everybody in my neighborhood, or just in this cul-de-sac area that I live in, this one row, about a dozen houses, and everybody outside, we all meet and we hold hands and we all connect inside to ourselves, and we vibrationally match the frequency of love. You cannot tell me that shit would not change everything around us. Everything. It would shift everything. People who are sick, no longer sick. The sky clear up. Sun comes out. The animals healthier. Suddenly we got butterflies and hummingbirds everywhere. In the middle of fucking winter, rabbits come out. You can't tell me that wouldn't happen. So if we're able to create that means we're also creating this. So while I was in my tunnel of hell, I knew this, because I'm very experienced, I will say, in the darkness. I'm so grateful for this. I have naturally lone wolf tendencies, and like I said, if you're connecting with this, I am you. So just match this in any way. But I've always been very myself, even when I didn't want to be, very sensitive, very different from a lot of people in my life. People are surprised when I tell them about my life. They're like, really? Like, I didn't know. You're so young. I was always very, I didn't do things people my age did or do, even now still. And so that came with a lot of loneliness. So I'm very well versed in the darkness that comes with isolation. And so when I would feel these raging thoughts, like a swirling, like a vortex, and I would be so angry at my family for being loud, because all week everybody was kind of like sick. My nieces were, they didn't go to daycare at all, so it was just screaming all day long. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going crazy. And then at one point there was another baby here, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And there was the football on the TV. I don't like American football. I can't stand the sound of it a lot of the times, just even playing in the background, the whistles. I'm telling you, there's frequencies that they put out in those games, and they like irritate the fuck out of me. And so even then, with the screams and the football and the people, I was like, I am grateful for this. I am grateful, because if they're screaming, they're alive. They're alive, and they're safe, and they're healthy. If a football match is on, someone is down there living, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that they're here. It means somebody's here. It means somebody's close to me. I had burning. I was literally like, it was like all my fears, every doubt that I ever had was like being saunaed out of me, you know, like, or sauna, you know, a sauna where you sweat it out. It was like burning out of the core of my being. And so my chest was burning, my back was burning, my shoulders, and it was irritating me. And I remember thinking, I am grateful for this burning sensation, because it means I have shoulders, and I'm grateful for my shoulders. Like even in this, I was grateful. And so this is me as you. You did so well. I am so proud of you. And even now, I'm still recovering. But this is the first day where I woke up. It feels like it's been like 2 weeks. I would say it's more like a week and a half, but maybe like the 2 weeks. It feels like it's been so long. But this was the first day where I woke up and I felt like myself. I felt clarity instead of like muddledness. I've been in this state of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And like I said before, I couldn't get traction. I couldn't dig my hands into the clay and make something to prove, to show that I'm worthy. I really had to be in this state of like just being myself and not making and forcing something outside of myself to prove that I am worthy. That was hard. I feel like we don't talk about how hard that is in this world where they've convinced us of the opposite of the truth. They convinced me. You know, and even now, like, it can be a struggle. Like, I'm not, you know, but I am. So that like leads me into what I wanted to talk about a lot for this one. I have these 2 books here. It's Not in Love and Call Me By Your Name. This book always means so much for me. To me, I can never like, I have a closet where I keep all my books, but like this one has to stay in my room. I have to keep this book in my room. I've only finished it full out once, but I remember when I got it, my mom was like, that's that book about that gay man dating that little boy. And I'm like, no. That's not what happened. That's not what happened in this book. And I feel like the reason I'm mentioning this is like, that's what you've been doing, kind of like being a truth that people don't understand yet. 14:41 on the time when I said that. And when I finished the first reading, it was 11:41. Now 141 again. I've been seeing a lot of like 144s, like those numbers. Basically, it's time for me to share. And once again, I really want to get this through to you. When I speak about myself or anything I'm saying about somebody else, these characters, it is you. I really want to say that, because when I get on live, there can be assholes sometimes, and people make these comments when I'm talking about myself, like, good for you, or, you know, like they try to make it seem like I'm just on there talking about me. And for one, what's wrong with talking about me? This is my space, this is my channel. But I feel like what they don't realize, because I've done this before, it's like, whatever you see in me is what is you. It's you. Always. You have created me. I remember seeing this quote, like, every person who reads the same, like, if a million people read the same book, everybody will read, like, they'll get something different from it. Or if you see the word dog written down, everybody flashes something different. Even if it's the same dog, it'll be a different image of that same dog that people see. Okay, I have to say this. Something really, really fucking awesome happened in my life. And it was so triggering. Like, this was the sweetest thing. And it was so triggering. I feel like that's why this last week has been, like, more intense. Like I was saying before, like, I say 2 weeks, but it was really this 1 week. Because it was something that was like my secret prayers, or things that I'd, like, written down when I was young and idealistic and a dreamer, and before my heart had been broken, you know, by life, was, like, materialized. And I was freaking the fuck out, because I was just like, no, like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not deserving of this yet. I don't have this big career that I wanted. I'm not making all this money that I wanted to make. I'm still living with my parents. I don't pay for my car. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Like, I don't have all these accolades that I thought would be the reality where I received this. And it always takes me back so vividly to the time when I was right here. I used to have a desk right here in my room where I used to come in and do my homework. And I was failing chemistry, which for me meant I had a C in chemistry. So, and it's AP, like, it was pre-AP chemistry, like, it was advanced placement chemistry. And I was like, I'm failing. I have a C. And I was in here, like, studying and trying to figure out, like, how to do better. And my uncle came in my room and he was like, here, I got you this. And it was a Polaroid camera, which, again, pretty sure the 80s, right? 80s is Polaroid cameras. Yes, it is. 80s is Polaroid cameras. If you watch part 1, you know about the 80s. And it's something I wanted, because they were, like, coming back out into popularity again in 2015. Like, it was cool, I think, because 1989 had come out by Taylor Swift, and it was a Polaroid picture. So those specific cameras were popular, and I wanted one, and I had manifested it. Like, I created that in my reality. He bought me the camera. And I remember telling him, like, no, like, don't give me this. Like, I have a C in chemistry. Like, I'm a failure. I'm not doing well. I don't deserve to be given something in this space, in this state. I haven't earned it. And I remember he told me, like, you don't tell me what to do with my money. It's such my uncle is such a thing that he would say. But that's this energy, this triggering, this feeling of like, whoa, like, I don't deserve this. And this is what I've been thinking as I've had this beautiful thing happen in my life. Like, wait, like, let me go and like run up some bands. Like, let me figure out how to get money. And I'm like, but I'm in this space where everything is so muddied. Like, I'm usually extremely psychic, very, very clear. And everything's so muddied, I couldn't see what I'm supposed to be doing. I went online and like randomly applied for just any job that I saw popping up when I'd sworn not to do that, because it's never worked. I always just end up not being compatible with it. And I've been specifically guided in this time not to do that. It freaked me the fuck out. And it's been very difficult to like come to terms with this. Like, you are worthy. You are a match for this as you are. And I think that's specifically why it manifested now, because this is for you. Again, let's say you are in that space that you want it. You've got your house and your lake and your acres, and you've got your dream job or passion, and it's making bank. Like, whatever you do, I don't care if it's you sell llama shit, it's making bank. You're pulling in clients, and then this thing happens, whatever it is for you. I feel like it's different for everybody. This thing happens. It would be like the old Matrix, which is crumbling 2223 on the timer. It would be like this old inverse Matrix of you see it, then you achieve it. I need to charge my phone. Hold on. But instead, it's you are it. So you create it. The creatrix. It's not something that you ever had to do. I'm seeing a little child. Like, you were born royalty. You weren't even fucking born. You've always been. Goddess. You've always been Titan. Love. Majesty. Regal. Regality. Always. It's this place that's convinced you that you aren't. I'm seeing, like, this is many movies, and this is why it's movies, because it's the truth. I'm seeing this beautiful, there's my window. There's a fly that just came to my window, and it was trying to get in, and it can't get in. It can't get the fuck in. I'm seeing this gorgeous, like, palace. And there's these people there that are like the owners of the palace. And you're just like the janitor. And they like laugh in their thrones, and they're like, ha ha ha, like, this is my shit, you little peasant. Like, you're nothing. Like, how dare you even exist? You're nothing compared to me. And the whole time, That's your place. That's your home. This, when I say this, I mean this, everything you see. The mountains, the trees, the rivers, the gold, the diamonds, everything here is for you because it's from you. Feel this. The wealth of you. It's always an inversion. And it wasn't so. And so to undo this and to convince specifically you to heal this, to show you. I'm hearing this quote that I heard someone say. I might not be able to make you a believer, but I can make you a witness. And this is something that Dave Rice talks about, that Darius J. Wright talks about. Many people talk about this, the difference between a belief, Crow 777, and a knowing. I can't make you a believer. I feel like this has been, you get all these signs about you're so this and everything's gonna be okay. You never truly believed it. I can't make you believe it. I can make you a witness. I can make you know it. So it's being made known. Yes? You receive this in an incomprehensible state. It does not make sense to you, and yet it is. This is something I saw in that show Dark, where there was this woman or there was this man, there was this scene, and he was sitting on this bench, and it was so surreal because I mentioned a while ago how when I was in China and I visualized shutting down the place I worked at, and it was these black or dark gray slats of like rock, and I sealed them down. And in this show, The Dark, I'd never seen this part. He was sitting on this bench in this under bunker cabin or whatever, and the wall in front of him was that gray like metal marble shit, and it was a slit in the middle that was like, I think, water or something. It looked like it was moving. Then boom, out of nowhere, this boy dropped in front of him with his eyes were black. And he said, "This is impossible." But look, it was right in front of him. He's saying this is impossible. That's how it is now. Like, you're seeing an impossibility happen right now. I'm thinking impossible. Can't make you a believer. I make you a witness. Witness this. And I know this is why I have been so guided. And I said this in my a union so harmonious God approves, about writing, recording. I've been writing everything down like crazy. I wake up, even when I was in my hell chamber, I write everything I'm thinking, I'm feeling, I write it down. Taking pictures, everything, recording, voice memos, everything, writing it down. I'm a witness. This is why. It's to make you a witness. I'm hearing, I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears, but I'm scared of loving you. I'm not scared to perform at a sold-out affair, but I'm scared of. Am I the only one who thinks it's an impossible task? Why it don't last? Is that too much to ask? Why do we love When love seems to hate us. I know I'm like off key. I'm not a professional. But that's the song. Like, I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears. Like, I know you're tough. Eldest daughter person. I know you're tough. You're not scared of shit. Like, I'm like, you. I'm very tough. I could go today, right now, in front of an auditorium of 500 people, and I can give a speech. I can do that shit. I could go into university right now, join a fucking master's program or some shit. Like, I'm tough. You are tough. We're tough. But receiving love freely. I'm hearing it make even the toughest man shit nickels. I don't know what that's from, but that's what I'm hearing. I'm gonna get a quote from Call Me By Your Name and then Not In Love. It's really cold in here. The temperature dropped today. But what's so funny is last night, my 3 cousins came into my room. My baby cousins, I love them so much. It's a rare occasion they come up here, but whenever they do, I'm always just like, come in. You can touch all my stuff. I usually give them whatever they want. And I'm like, anything. Last night, one of my cousins was like, can I have this figurine? And I was like, not that one. I think that was the first time I ever said no to them, which this is all connected. You know, I get my value a lot from giving out. And my worth is based on these external material things. And so last night was the first time I said no. I always welcome them into my space because I'm grateful that I even have them to enter my space. I'm grateful that they come into my room and they're like amazed. They're like, oh, your bed is different and you have this wallpaper. I like the fact that I get to be for them what I always wanted to see when I was their age. But anyways, one of my cousins that was the oldest one, she was like, oh, tomorrow it's gonna be 39 degrees. And I was like, oh, it is. Like, I didn't know that. She was like, yeah. And for those of you who don't know, I live in Texas. Like, that's a big temperature. Like, we've had Christmases in like the 80s. Like, it's usually pretty warm here. We have like hot as hell, hot, warm, and chilly. And sometimes we have a freeze, but it's always very temporary, very short-lived. Last year, I don't even think I wore my like big coat. Like, it didn't even get that cold. So this drop in temperature is like a thing. Like, it's a thing here in Texas. I think that's important. Like, today it's colder today. It's cold. It's new. So the time was on 33, so I'm gonna go to page 33. I never do this. I usually just pick a random page, but I feel like today is 33. Or maybe 32. I feel 30. I'm gonna do both. So it says, to me, those hours spent at that round wooden table in our garden with the large umbrella perfectly shading my papers, the clinking of our iced lemonades, the sound of the not too distant surf gently lapping the giant rocks below, and in the background, from some neighbor's house, the muffled crackle of the hit parade melody on the perpetual replay. All these are forever impressed on those mornings when all I prayed for was time to stop. Let summer never end. Let him never go away. Let the music on perpetual replay play forever. I am asking for very little, and I swear I'll ask for nothing more. .444 on the time when I looked up. And this is what I mean about time. It's into the zero now. the I time. I don't know what this means, but I kept seeing 101. It was in the Ready Player One, and it was also in that Tron movie, like these buildings that were like 101. It's like we're in the zero time, and I'm hearing this is where they did not want you to go, because the zero is like, it's stillness, as well as like it's like a creator energy, and they don't want you in the creator energy. They want you in like a zoned out space where you're like almost drugged, and they're like the ones that are like moving the pieces without you knowing, but with you seeing. It's what I was saying earlier. There's that lie of like, first I see it and then I believe it. So you see it happening, but you don't know it, you believe it. This is the time of knowing. I'm hearing thoth again, TOTH or THOTH, thoth. I heard that name came to me a while ago, and I was like guided to spell it a different way than you see it. But I'm seeing a giant with like metal feet or metal shoes, or rock. It's like thick, a huge foot standing down on the earth. And it's like, you can't stop me now. You can't stop me from being seen now. I am here. I'm here to help, to love. And I'm hearing, those may fear me now, but will come to love, as the true champions are the first to touch, prove my trustworthiness. So there's like a being that has arrived, and I'm seeing a lot of people reacting in fear. But then there's people I'm hearing being called the champions, and they go forth and meet and touch this being first. And other people see from that interaction that it's safe, and that what they've been told is a lie. It's not true, because nothing could hurt them. Nothing could go against them. Wow. So I'm like a transformer almost, but like more natural. Can you feel that? Can you feel it? Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna read a different part. This part is on page 33. Today he was red. He was hasty, determined, snappy. On his way out, he grabbed an apple from a large bowl of fruit, uttered a cheerful later, Mrs. P, to my mother, who was sitting with her 2 friends in the shade, all 3 of them in bathing suits, and rather than open the gate to the narrow stairway leading to the rock, jumped over it. None of our summer guests had ever been as freewheeling, but everyone loved him for it, the way everyone grew to love later. This is reminding me of the movie Ace Ventura. It was very kind of annoying to watch because Jim Carrey's character was being so like extra, and then throughout the movie you just see these women falling all over him, and I'm sure that was for a lot of like different intentions, but what I'm feeling is like they loved him because he was being his self, like he was living in his truth, and that's so attractive. That's why these gorgeous women are like falling all over him. It's because he's the truth. Like he is the truth. And that's why these other men who are like with these, you know, more serious, like fancy cars and like the chiefs of police and like detectives and head of the NFL like team, like the Dolphins, which I feel like is important, but like these macho men, that's why none of them are getting these women, because they are not in their truth. They're not in their truth. I'm hearing the fastest way to get what you want is to be who you are. And it might not come immediately, but when it comes in doves. I'm seeing that movie Holes with Shia LaBeouf, and how in the past in that movie there was this white woman and this black man, and the black man was Poe. Like he was a handyman, didn't have this high-ranking job, but he was himself. He was truth. And the white woman loved him. She fell in love with him, couldn't get enough of him. And the men in the town hated that because they were white and more well off and with all these different structures of power. And she wasn't interested in them. She was interested in him. This is important. I'm hearing as the truth is revealed, these natural patterns will once again take shape. It's been these unnatural patterns. You know how they say like in nature, you don't see like how our houses are made? You don't see that in nature. In nature, it's a lot of curves, lots of curves, flow. It's like we've been taught squares, to seek out squares, those 90-degree angles. But as the truth spreads and is once again at the epicenter of all, as it always was, but now is known to be, the natural shapes, the natural patterns once again establish themselves. And I'm hearing it's a great harmonics, like a divine orchestra sounds, and its sound travels. I'm hearing sound is the ultimate form of truth. It travels so fast. You know how like with lightning and thunder, like you see the lightning and then the thunder, but like the thunder, like it's the thing. that like, I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. I'm hearing like sound is the thing that like wakes people up more so than even the light. Like when you're asleep at night, you don't wake up from the lightning, you wake up from the thunder. The thunder is what wakes you up. But I'm seeing like, you know, the old world buildings, like I'm saying with these, they have like the natural shapes, those curves. They put out sound frequencies. And so they've disrupted those sounds. But as the truth is revealed, those pieces, those patterns are slotted back into place. And it spreads so fucking fast through those patterns being in alignment. I'm seeing like overhead of land. If you look from overhead, it creates this flower and it's sacred, geometric. I took a bath today, and so my legs were in the water. I've been seeing these ripple paintings by this guy too, but it's like, that's how they see. It's like you look from down through the water, and those ripples, they form those natural patterns. It spreads so quickly that way. All right, now love theoretically. I'm hearing 42. Is there a chapter 42? No? No? All right, page 42. 142. Oh my God. Whoa, it's loud in my ear. Whoa. Never, I thought, the shame of it sour in my throat. At least not that I could recall. If one good thing could be said about Harkness, it was that it kept its promise, because I didn't see Eli during the following week. His absence from my life and the absence of the havoc he wreaked in it felt like a reward for being, if not a good person, someone who returned grocery items to their original places. When she changed her mind mid-shopping, even if it was several aisles away. Being returned to the original places. I just said that. There is something so powerful and so beautiful happening here with you. And if you can feel this, be sure to share this video with who you know. I'm seeing a parent reuniting with their child. And I'm hearing it's a child you didn't know you had. And so while this is literal, I feel it's also symbolic of the inner child of you. And this is what I was saying earlier about this, something that's happened for me was like things I'd written secretly in a notebook years ago when I was like 10. I described it as like my bucket list I was never brave enough to write down. Dreams fulfilled that only spirit, only source could have known that you wanted these things, because you never dared to even speak them. You felt they were so impossible. Look at life. Look how hard it is. Look how difficult. This could never, ever happen for me. And like I said before, this isn't about so much material. It's about things that can't even be bought. Like, I know Jim Carrey, there was something about a red bicycle. But it's like, say when you were little, you wanted a red bicycle so bad, but your family was poor. And so you didn't even ask for it. You didn't even voice that shit. And it's like, you're coming out of your house one day, or walking in your town, and like someone comes up to you and it's like, hey, I have this red bicycle, the exact one you wanted. I have this, I'm giving it away. I don't have room for it no more. Or my grandchild grew up, do you want it? Like, no one could know this, that you needed that. But the soul, there's this duo. They're called the Silver Wars. I'm hearing one of their songs. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like, I know they made this song with Taylor Swift that I used to always listen to. It was for the Hunger Games. It's like, I remember tears streaming down your face when I said I never let you go. And all those shadows almost killed your light. I remember you said, don't leave me here alone. But all that's said and gone and past tonight. Just close your eyes. The sun is going down. You'll be alright. No one can hurt you now. Come morning light, you and I'll be safe and sound. That's what it feels like. Like I said, it's like a child you didn't know you had. But all this time they've been like in this war zone, in this devastation space. And it's like they gave up hope a long time ago that anybody would ever come for them, and then you come from them for them. You come from them, you come for them. And I see the two of you like running towards each other, and the adult bends and like opens their arms and holds the child. And it's like they don't even have to say it. You're never going back. You're never going back there again. From now on, you're with me. I'll leave it at that. From now on, you're with me. Thank you.